Welcome to Digital Softics, continuing software engineering tutorial. Today's topic is verification and validation in software engineering. Verification and validation are the topics of software testing, but here we are giving you the concept. What does it mean? The verification and the validation in software engineering. Today's agenda: what is software verification? What is software validation? Difference between verification and validation, the need of software verification and validation. So, background: software are made based on requirements. We call them user needs. So, software always solve the problem faced by the clients, our user, our stakeholder. Or we can easily say that software can fulfill the user requirements. For the software development, the user deliver their needs, or you can say requirements, to software developers. And the software developers try to make the system or software to cover the user needs. So software always be fulfill the user needs. What does the user want? What does the user expected from the system? So the software developer to try fulfill this the user verificate the user needs. So example, if you want to make a software for scientific calculator, so what are the user needs? Number 1, multiplication. Number 2, addition of a numbers. Number 3, division of a numbers. Number 5, finding the log values. So these are the user needs. So the developer should try to solve these problems: addition of problems, multiplication of problems, and deliver the system which calculate these numbers. So the developer will try to make the system which multiply the numbers, add the numbers, finding the logarithmic values of the numbers. So these are the user needs. What is software verification? Verification is a process by which software is checked during the development, whether it meets the specific user needs or not. So verification ensures software development phases that whether the software development phases are correct or not. This is because right development phases would lead a right product and according to the user needs. Verification is performed during software development. Verification assures the correctness of software during the software development. So verification is just like the testing during development. So when we developing a system or a software, so we will try out that we are building the right product. We are building the system according to the user needs. So verification help us to assure the right product during development. So during development we can easily check whether the software is correct or not, whether the software are according to the specific user needs or not. So verification is a way of checking software during development and get early feedback that is the system is right or not. What is software validation? Validation is a process in which we check the developed software is correct or not. This means that software development is completed. So after that we validate our software. So validation check whether the software can cover the user needs and also confirms the software towards its specification. Validation is the final check from development on the product. From the developers on the product, developer confirms the user needs from the software. So validation is a way of checking the system after the development is completed. So when we done verification, so verification assure that we are building the right product. So when the product development is completed, validation process start. So validation software check the software that is the software can cover the user needs or not, is the software is according to this user expectations or not. So validation check the system after the development. Difference between verification and validation. Software verification. Number 1. This is done during software this is done it is done during software development. So during development we check the software, while in software validation it is done after software developed. Number second, software verification confirms the software specification and design requirements. So verification confirm the software specifications. What are the software specification? So software specification we have completed. We have already give you the concept of software verification in the previous tutorials. Number second, it perform when the software verification is completed. So when we done the software verification, so it is 100% that the software is also validated, because when the software is checked during development, so there is no need to check whether the software is correct or not. Evolutes evolute Sorry for the interruptions of this thing. So evolute plans, requirements, specification documents determine the software to verify its release. So it is clear from this difference that software verification and validation are the same thing, but verification is done during the development and validation is done after the development. Let's see this diagram. Verification, check during the development. Checking the system during the development, that is we are building the right product, the product according to the user needs, the product according to the expectations, and the product is correct or not. So when we done the functionality, we check the functionality of a system in software verification, while in validation we check the system after the development phases are completed. So we will done the right product. Let's take a simple example. We have int plus int is equal to int multiply by int is equal to int, integer, int mean integer, and int divided by integer is equal to integer. So this is verification. We specify that int plus int is equal to int, that integer plus integer is equal to integer, and integer multiplied by integer is equal to integer. So this is verification. So now I make this system which perform these three functionality. Now I will done this with the help of validation. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, so it is correct. So the validation is based on my verifications. So when my verification is correct, my validation will be correct. So integer multiplied by integer is equal to integer. So 4 multiplied by 4 is equal to 16. So this is integer multiplied by integer is verification. I have designed and made this system, and I verify this thing that integer multiplied by integer is equal to integer. So now in validation I will check and give the values. So 4 multiplied by 4 is equal to 16, and same integer divided by integer is equal to integer. This is verification, and in validation I will check their output. 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. So it's all about the verification and validations. That verification is the process by which we check the software during the development, and validation is the process by which we check the software after its development completed, after, like you can say, after the developed software. So when the software development is completed, we validate it. So verification is checking the system during the development, and validation is the process by which we check the system after its development is completed. So thanks for watching.